Hey all you weebs, and today I'm doing a countdown of my top 15 favorite Rance girls. Why am I doing a top 15 rather than a top 10? Well, if I'm honest, choosing just 10 feels very wrong, and even picking out only 15 was very hard for me. Also, if you're wondering, that last video may or may not have just been a huge shitpost, so yeah, just ignore that. Also, sorry for any inconsistent audio quality. Not that I've really ever had good audio quality, but I'm recording this late at night and I'm kind of tired, but I just wanted to get this out when I actually was motivated to do it. Also, there may or may not be spoilers on here. I will try to keep them to a minimum. However, they might show up from time to time, so just keep that in mind. So, let's get started. Number 15 is Sheila Hellman. In terms of beauty, yeah, Sheila definitely tops the list. She's absolutely gorgeous. She's not even cute, but has one of the most pure souls in the entire series. I actually find myself relating to her quite a lot. Also, her Kichikyo design is basically the cutest thing ever. Number 14 is Rizna Lomfbet. I swear, I don't have a thing for blondes or anything, I just like these girls a lot. Rizna is the kind of girl I just want to give a hug to. I feel really bad for her. And it probably doesn't help that I can relate to a lot of her experiences as well. She's not all too bright all the time and is very easily tricked, but she means well. Really, I'm just glad that she was able to meet Rance and be saved. Number 13 is Miki Kurusu, aka Little Princess. With Miki being one of the first visual novel heroines, she's a pretty big deal. She's absolutely adorable as well. And much like Rizna, she's one of those characters you really feel bad for, with her having a fate that's honestly just exceedingly cruel and one she did not deserve at all. I've heard some people who get annoyed by her, but honestly I feel like her constant crying and what have you is perfectly justified given the situation she's in. Also, I absolutely adore her relationship with Kentaro. It's just too pure. Number 12 is Wenlina. This is honestly probably my weirdest choice on here, given how she has not all too much screen time. And honestly, I can't really tell you why I love her so much myself. I think it might just be because of the genuine love she has for Rance, to the point where she revives him not once, but twice. With reviving being something that takes away a lot of her energy. I don't know, I just like her. Don't have much other reasons besides that. I'm a simple woman. I like cute girls. Number 11 is Maria Custard. Maria is one of the most frequently reoccurring characters, appearing in almost every single game in the series. Because of that, she honestly is one of those characters that just feels like a real-life friend to me. She's also one of the characters that genuinely loves Rance the most, and I find her struggle of not wanting to be aged by him, because she knows that her feelings won't fully ever be reciprocated, to be a very realistic one. Also, she's probably more obsessed with technology than I am with eroge and video games, which is saying a lot. Number 10 is Leah Paraparalizas. Don't let her innocent persona fool you. Leah is one exceedingly cunning woman. With her ruling over one of the most powerful nations in the continent, there is nothing that can stop her. Well, aside from a certain brutal warrior who she is head over heels in love with. Leah is just a really fun character, and in the same kind of way that Rance is. And it's always interesting to think about the fact that she was formerly an antagonist in the first game, although she isn't necessarily the most morally good person in the series. However, she gets things done, and I can't applaud her for that. Also, just between you and me, she's like really, really hot. Number 9 is Urza Perena Ice. Urza is the kind of woman that I just want to be like. As someone who's not in the best mental state right now, I always remember her whenever I'm having some not so good thoughts. I've been in very similar situations to how she was at the beginning of Rance 6, and whenever I think about how she was able to regain her strength, I just get really inspired. I consider her to be a role model, and so that's the main reason why she's on this list. Though she's also got a fun personality, and is one of the characters who works off Rance really well. Number 8 is Hanty Kalar. If you know me personally, and by that I mean you follow my Tumblr and or you are in my Discord server, then you know I've been replaying Rance 9 of late, and I've become a complete simp for Hanty. I don't know, there's just something about her that I've fallen in love with. She's a ton of fun, and I love her relationship with Patton so much. She's also one of the most lore-heavy characters in the series, and by lord do I love myself some Rance lore. Also, she's just completely broken in Rance 9. I know you only really get to play as her in 2 or so missions, but still, she's broken as all heck. Number 7 is Ishuel. Now it's weird, because I've said she's my favorite girl before, but there just are some girls who I do think I might like a bit more. I still love with all of my heart, though. She is the former pope of the AL Church, however she had mysteriously disappeared for some time. Is basically just female Sephiroth. There's really no other way to put it. So obviously because of that, I really love her. She's one of the more complex characters in the series as well, and is very OP considering how she has conversation level 3. She also was a freaking awesome foil character to Crook, and honestly I could do an entire video analysis on how well they work off each other. Number 6 is my favorite, Princess Majigandi. Yes, I said it, she's my favorite. And it's odd, because I'm usually not too big into tsunderes, but something about magic I just really love a lot. It might be because she reminds me of myself, and also because I have an odd fascination with mages, but I love her to death. I've never really understood why she gets all the hate she does, and I've always loved her a lot, even when I first played Sengoku and had no clue who she was. I've never really understood why she gets all the hate she does, and I've always loved her a lot, even when I first played Sengoku and had no clue who she was. Now into the top 5, and at, number 5 we have Satella. Arguably the main heroine of Rance 10, Satella is freaking amazing. And as I look at her in some of my next few picks, I realize the Rance series is really damn good at making tsundere characters, because Satella is one. As you all know by now, I'm an extremely huge Chuny, and I like to call myself a Dark Lord, and Satella is probably the biggest reason why that is. She has a great relationship with Rance as well, and I believe that her relationship with him is only topped by one other character who I'll get to later. Seriously, the Demon King ending in Kichikyo is honest-to-God peak Kino for me. And her pretending to make Rance into her apostle and calling him that is honestly just the cutest thing ever as well. Number 4 is Uesugi Kenshin. Kenshin is probably the most popular female character in this series, and for a good reason. She is the definition of moe. She absolutely loves Rance, and is just so adorable. Look at this blushing face and tell me it isn't the cutest thing ever. She is not just all moe though, as she is practically on par with Rick Addison in being the strongest swordsman on the continent. Technically, Rance could be considered that as well, but most of the time he's too lazy to keep up his levels. Regardless, Kenshin is a cutie patootie, and was one of the main reasons I got into the series in the first place. And number 3, we have Shizuka Maso. Of all the characters in the series, Shizuka has practically developed the most. I honestly don't really think there's all that much that I need to say about her that hasn't been said already. She's a fantastic character in every sense of the word. Arguably, she might be even more popular than Kenshin, and she well deserves that praise. She's so well developed and has had plenty of time to shine. And furthermore, her design is just amazing. One of the best I have ever seen. Also, while I do act differently on here than I do IRL, when it comes to IRL, she's the character whose personality is the closest to mine. Shizuka is just an absolute fantastic character in every single aspect. Number 2 is Kanami Kento. You knew she was going to be here because I haven't mentioned her yet. She's yet another one of the most beloved characters in the series, and you know how I mentioned with Maria that she feels like a real-life friend? Kanami feels that way as well. Being there since the very beginning and appearing in almost every single title, we've gotten plenty of time to know and love Kanami. Despite being useless, she's my absolute favorite ninja ever, in any medium. She's just so adorable. There's also just a side to her that's incredibly wholesome and loving, and honestly, she's the kind of girl who I would just want to date. I love Kanami, and she well deserves to be this high. However, there is one girl who I think deserves to be number 1, more than anyone else in the series. That girl being... Number 1, Syl Plain. It's kind of funny, when I first played Sengoku Rance, Syl was my favorite girl for some time. However, as I met new girls, my fave had changed around a number of times. But after I beat every other game in the series, she became my favorite girl. She might not be the most complex character of the bunch, or the most powerful, but she has something that I believe is more genuine than the rest, and that is just how pure she is. Of all the characters in the series, Syl is the one who has the most pure heart of them all. She wants nothing but the best for others, and I find that incredibly beautiful. Like Maria and Kanami, Syl feels like a real-life friend who I've known for years. And in a sense, I really have known her for a long time, with me being around 12 when I got into the Rance series. She also has the most genuine and pure love for Rance of any other character, and Rance definitely loves her the most. I know that some people think that choosing the main heroine as your favorite is a somewhat generic choice, but I just love Syl. I love everything about her. Syl is practically the most hated character in the series, and all of that hate just makes me sad. She has such a kind soul that I can't see how anyone could hate her, not to mention how great her dynamic with Rance is. I just love Syl so much that putting her at anything but number 1 feels wrong to me. So yeah, that was my top 15. I might do something similar like this with Rance males at some point. I've noticed I've been uploading mostly just Rance stuff as of late, which isn't exactly intentional. I've just been very obsessed with the series as of late. And it's just fun to talk about. If anyone has any sort of problem with me uploading this stuff, then let me know. I do have some non-Rance related reviews to come in the future, but you know how slow I am when it comes to making reviews. Like, I'm honestly pretty impressed that I even managed to get this one out in the first place. But yeah, my throat is starting to hurt, so bye weebs!